Hello, and welcome to episode 252 of Prog Review. And if you haven't read the title and description, I should be talking about, oh god, that hurt, a passion play by Jethro Tull. This is an extended performance. This isn't the 40th anniversary because I missed it by a year. But this was recently released. Now, as you know, I'm not the excuse me, I'm not the greatest of Jethro Tull fans. I often call them rude names. So I didn't know what I was going to expect with this one. It follows on from Thick as a Brick, which I've got over there because I listened to that as well. It's interesting because, I find it interesting because you go from Aqualung, which everyone said was a concept album, and it wasn't. And then Ian Anderson goes, right, well, I'm going to give you a concept album. He gives everybody Thick as a Brick, which is a kind of an anti-concept album, taking the mickey out of everyone. And then we get a Passion Play, which is another concept album, which is more convoluted and twisty and turny than anything I've come up against before. But before that, you also get I've got to pronounce this right, the Chateau d'Rouville tapes. This is what I found fascinating. Is there's a lovely 80-page booklet that tells you all about the making of the album and everything. Is absolutely, very, very good, packed with interviews and how everything went wrong. And before the Passion Play album, they were working on these sessions, and of course it all collapsed. And some of the music was used in a Passion Play, and some of it was used on subsequent albums, and you get that on those sessions. I listened to the surround sound version, and I found it very, very interesting. Those rough mixes, they're not really that rough. I mean, they're perfectly serviceable. Excuse me. It's orange and raspberry, very good. But they're perfectly serviceable. Some lack lyrics, so they're more instrumental. But you can also see where they were going. It's kind of where they were building to with the Passion Play, because there's lots of references to it, to a Passion Play and stage actions, stage left and this, that and the other. So you kind of got the idea that the theme was building up during those sessions. And also some of the music did actually get to be used in a Passion Play. The surround sound mix on the disc too. I'm doing everything higgledy-piggledy. I'm doing everything back to front. On those Chateau d'Rouville sessions, the mix is really good. Stephen Wilson's done a great job, and it's the first time they've been re-sequenced and presented in this way. And I bet for the hardcore fan, it's something very, very exciting to be witness to. Of course, me being a layperson, didn't quite exactly know where everything sat, but I found it interesting anyway, because it was a band trying to do something and it failing, and that's what I found interesting. I always find those kind of stories interesting. Hearing those sessions was an education, and they're not as bad as it sounds. It was it's a shame that it all collapsed. But then we move on to a Passion Play itself. Again, I've got nothing to compare it to because this is my first time with the album, and again, I listened to the surround sound mix, which I thought was very, very good. I liked it. This is the thing. I really enjoyed it, and I was sitting there trying to think. I think one of the aspects of it that I liked was the fact that Ian Anderson wasn't really singing in that hey nonny nonny style that he usually sings in. But also a lot of the flute stuff was gone, replaced by saxophone, which gives it a kind of a very different dynamic. And I know a lot of the band and Ian Anderson and a lot of the fans don't like the use of the saxophone. I thought it gave everything much more urgency and a lot more punch, and I really liked it. And as I'm listening to it and enjoying it, I'm reading that Ian Anderson thinks that people that enjoy this album should be locked away. So I thought, I can see why I'm not a fan of Jethro Tull and why I would like this. This is all making sense. In fact, one of my Facebook people actually said, "You're going to like." He was certain I would like a Passion Play, and he was right. I did like it. To draw comparisons, it's kind of like Lizard with King Crimson. Again, Lizard is an album that very few people like, and I really enjoy it because it's weird and wacky, and that goes the same way as a Passion Play. It's got a lot of character, it's got a lot of spirit. Very similar to Thick as a Brick. You know, Thick as a Brick's got a lot of character, but this is even more eccentric and even more left field, and that I really did enjoy. And again, the story's a bit, I've tried reading the lyrics and that, and it's a bit convoluted and twisty-turny. I think again, it's one of those records I will actually probably be going back to. I really enjoyed it, especially some of the little bits like the story of the hare who lost his spectacles. That was, again, just sits there and you think what, but it kind of works. And on the DVD you get the film that they made to that track, which is, it's a product of the 1970s, but if you're a child of the 70s, you'll understand it. It kind of all makes sense. What else is there to say? I really did enjoy this more than Thick as a Brick. I thought it was a very good set. I thought it was very well put together. Again, Stephen Wilson's ears. I love them ears. He's got a good set of ears. He did. This difference between the stuff he does with Tull and Yes, I'm not too keen on. I think his remix of Yes is a little bit. Whereas Tull, he gets that down. The same with King Crimson. He really does know his onions, and he does a really good job of it. I probably wouldn't recommend it to the fledgling Jethro Tull fan, because it'll probably make them run away. But if you're diehard, if you really do like Tull, even if you don't like a Passion Play, I think you should pick this up, especially for the sessions disc, because it's just fascinating to hear the band going through all of that. Also, the booklet is incredibly detailed. Lots of interviews, lots of pictures. It's not so much. This isn't so much a reissue. This is more of a document. This is a document of the album, and it's a shame that more box sets. I'm looking at you, Division Bell, who will be doing next. Don't take the time, because I like to know about the history of things. I like to know how things are made. I like to know how everything comes together. And even though I'm not a fan of Tull, I do enjoy. I enjoyed the Thick as a Brick thing. That was good, and I enjoyed reading about the making of. I might not necessarily like the music, but I like to know about the process. It's because of I like making music, so fascinating stuff. And I thought, how much I get it for? 18 quid, I think I got it for. It's absolutely fantastic value. Probably my favourite Jethro Tull album. There's a lot to digest, and like I said, I think I will definitely be going back to it again and again and again. And it's a shame that more Jethro Tull isn't like this. In terms of a rating, I'm going to be incredibly generous, I think, because I really did enjoy it, and I've spent the last week listening to this at lunchtime, eating me lunch, as you do, because it's a nice 45-minute album, so it goes down well with a sandwich and a cup of tea. You see the inner workings of my life now. How the wheels and cogs turn. I'm going to give this a totally irrational 5 silver chords out of 5. That's 5 silver chords out of 5. Because I thought this was brilliant. I really did enjoy it. I enjoyed the whole package. I thought it was very, very good for the money. And if only more reissues were like this is sterling stuff. And even if you don't necessarily like a Passion Play, give it a go, because you'll find new things. You will find new things in here. I'm sure you will. He says like he knows what he's talking about. I know nothing. Everyone's willing to queue up and tell me that, so that's it. Anyway, my name has been Darren Locke, and I've been out talking about a Passion Play, an extended performance by not Jethro Tull, Jethro Tull. Yeah. And I really enjoyed this. I very much doubt I'm going to enjoy another one of theirs in as much as this one. So that's probably it now, isn't it? Really. That's it. Only one more thing to say. Are you ready? Prog on.